Okay everyone, Basement Bum here again. This is video 2 of the DJI Osmo 3 phone gimbal. Right now, this is just a performance video. I don't have the ability at the moment to show you this video and footage of the gimbal in use. So right now I have my phone in the gimbal recording this video at the moment. First things first, setting up the gimbal has two components. Once you take it out of the box, it's getting the software, installing it on the phone, and then calibrating the phone to the gimbal. The software, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give the software install about a 7. And that's really generous. The reason being is during the install, you are given a sales pitch to buy insurance or buy extended warranty on the gimbal and insurance. And during the process, there's one part of the process to me I thought could confuse a lot of people who don't have experience with this, and that's the extended warranty or the insurance on it, where you install it. If you buy it, it's $10, but it tells you that it's supposed to send you a key code to register the software on the phone. Never got the key code, but I did get the receipt in the email stating that I had the extended insurance or the extended warranty, so that I can, if something should happen, I can still use it. But I never got the ability to do that in the software. Never got a key code, so it was kind of confusing, and to a novice, it'd probably take you a little bit longer to get around it and understand what you're doing. And then the second part of that install, a bunch of updates, a whole lot of updates, and you figure if you have three options here. You can download it from the Play Store, download the software from the Apple Store, or download it straight from the manufacturer. It's kind of hard to believe that if I'm downloading the software straight from the manufacturer, that it has all these updates that need to be applied. That's something that they might want to look at, making sure that you have the latest version of your software on your own manufacturer's website. I can give a little bit of credit, if it was downloaded from third-party vendors such as the Apple Store or the Android Store or the Play Store, but if I'm downloading straight from the manufacturer and it's got to go through all these updates, I'm beginning to question your support. And then after you get the software installed, like I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, 7 is really generous. Really, I'd give it a 6 on your software, because it did take about 10, maybe 15 minutes to install it. But you have a lot more functionality with the software on the phone than if you're just using the gimbal without the software. There's a couple of things you can do, and we'll get into that later. But this is just a performance video of this while I'm using it. And the second part of this, after you get the software installed, you have to calibrate your phone. The instructions provided by the manufacturer suck. Let me tell you, they suck. It's no way that you can figure out how to calibrate the phone with the instructions that they give you. So thank goodness we live in an era of YouTube, and I was just able to get on YouTube and quickly find the video on how to calibrate the phone. And once you calibrate the phone the first time, you should not have to ever do it again with that phone. Now, if you switch to a different phone, especially a different vendor or a different type of phone, you definitely have to recalibrate. But calibration only takes a few minutes once you figure out how to do it. In instructions, you will never figure out how to do it because it is just vague and very, very lacking. And once again, I give that low marks on the manufacturer. But once the phone was calibrated, then I turned it on, and I'm using it right now. I'm using the gimbal right now. It's connected to its own mount that was provided, and I have the thing on my work table downstairs on my work desk, and I'm using the facial tracking. And I have to say the performance of the facial tracking is pretty good. One of the things I like about this gimbal is I was able to use my phone with its case. I didn't have to take my rubber case off the phone in order to mount the phone, and calibrate it. So quick and easy. It's just one less step that I have to worry about when I'm using this in the field. But right now, like I said, I'm using the facial tracking and moving side to side. And I do notice that if I move too fast, like right there, it does lose tracking. What happened is I'm looking at my phone screen, and if I have this area between my two hands where I can see myself on the screen, if I move out of that too fast, it loses track. If I move out of that area of the phone, the area of the phone screen too fast, it'll lose track. And if you get back in it real fast, it'll recover. But if you're out longer than a few seconds, then it loses tracking, and then you have to do the tracking again. But it is tracking my face, not just the roundness of my head. It is tracking my face, because as you see, I tilted down and the phone tilted down because it's tracking the front of my face, not the roundness of my head. The area is still there, but it's tracking the front of my face. So I like that. And a lot of the times when it says facial tracking, it's just tracking the roundness of the head, and you can tilt your head down and it's not going nowhere. But I'm tilting down, reaching my shoe, and as you see, I'm trying to see if I move in as much as I can, but as I'm tilting down, it is tilting, and as I tilt up, it's going up. Looking left and right, staying within the same area, and it is following my face, the front of my face, not just the roundness of my head, which I like. And stand up and move. The only thing it doesn't do is zoom. As you can see, it's not zooming in. I have to zoom manually, I guess, if I'm holding it. There may be some component or maybe some setting in the software I have not found yet where it automatically zoom, and I just have to enable it. But as of right now, the default function out of the box is not zooming. But it is tracking my face and staying within the face. I'll sit down in my chair. Here we go. The other thing it does not do is automatically switch aspect, which I can do by just a click of the button. There we go. I just changed the aspect to wide view instead of to landscape instead of portrait on my phone. So now it's wide. But I had to do that manually. There you go. It's just a performance video. Next video, I'll have another phone in the gimbal, and then use a second phone to help with recording, so that you guys can actually see the gimbal itself. But so far, initial performance is pretty good. Basement Bum out.